Ashley Biden's diary was found. And Mr. Producer, can we click on the written page really quick? So this is written pages. And as you can see in the circled stuff here, and then if you scroll down a little further here, this is another thing. At a young age, showers with my dad in little parentheses or whatever, probably not appropriate. These were pages and excerpts found in the diary. And again, that's not good. I don't think anybody wants, I don't think any parent is at a point where they're like, oh, yeah, that's great to be doing that. But she also wrote a letter. All right, Dear Chief Judge Swan, I am deeply saddened that I even have to write this letter because my personal private journal was stolen and sold for profit. The point of the theft, I assume, was to be able to peddle grotesque lies by distorting my stream of consciousness thoughts. The reason I have decided to not attend tomorrow's sentencing in person is because it would only increase my pain. Nonetheless, I ask Your Honor to sentence the defendant to time in prison. All right, let's scroll down a little bit more. Although this criminal act happened more than 3 years ago, because of the publicity it drew exactly as Miss Harris intended, I constantly am re-traumatized by it. I will forever have to deal with the fact that my personal journal can be viewed online. All right, so let's go back here for a second. Okay, so there's a lot of admitting that what was in that diary was true in this. That there's a lot of her talking about the pain that she's having to relive every single time. And I think that Alyssa would agree. Anyone that has dealt with real trauma in their lives, the worst possible thing would be for it to be released to the masses in a way that you don't want it to be released, right? So this letter to me speaks to that. This letter speaks to the fact that this is a trauma that this young lady is having to deal with that now is public information for the whole world to view. What happened was when a bunch of people tried to say, hey, Ashley Biden's diary, let me go back. I'm not negating this young woman's pain. If this is in fact true, and this is in fact real, which more and more things are starting to point to that it may be just that, real. I don't want to downgrade this woman's pain suffered potentially and allegedly at the hands of her own father, that is President Joe Biden. But what I will say is for every single person who brought this up, initially, there was a lot of fact checks involved and people were censored, people were deplatformed, people were demonetized, their pages were put at risk. But Mr. Producer, let's show the corrections that have been made first here in this regard, because now that it has been proven right, this is Jack Posobiec and this is Snopes. Snopes is a known fact-checking organization, which basically what they do is when information comes out that they don't like, they have one of their journalists write an article that just simply disagrees with the opinion, and then they rate it to be false, and Facebook and Instagram and all these places use that as actual fact instead of a contrary opinion. Question was, a diary authored by U.S. President Joe Biden's daughter, Ashley Biden, describes actions taken towards her by her father when she was a child as probably not appropriate. They have now had to put that as a true statement. Now, remember, in the beginning, that was a false statement. We were conspiracy theorists. We were lying to you. But now all of a sudden, turns out it was absolutely true. Now, I believe it was Newsweek has now come up with a timeline of this entire thing. So we're going to make this full screen and we're going to bring you guys along for the ride. And you need to hit that share button. Here we go. How was the diary found? All right. Oh, this is Associated Press, I guess. All right. According to an Associated Press report covering Harris's prosecution, Ashley Biden was moving out of a friend's home in Delray Beach, Florida in spring 2020 when she stored the diary and other belongings at the property. Prosecutors said Biden had believed the items had been stored safely. All right. Harris later moved into the same room, found the items, and contacted Kurlander of nearby Jupiter, who said it would help to sell them for a ton of money. All right. So this is how it came to be. Prosecutors say The pair made a failed offer to sell it to the Trump 2020 campaign for $20,000 per person. It was later sold for $40,000 to Project Veritas, a media organization known for its controversial undercover news story. All right, can we pause for a moment? Can I just say really quick, the Trump organization, how easy would it have been for them to be like, oh yeah, no, we're buying that? How easy would that have been? I don't know. That's interesting to me in a way. I know that information has to get out there. Trust me, I truly believe in that. But to me, the fact that the Trump campaign said no, I don't know, shows restraint on their part. Trust but verify kind of thing. I don't know. I find that very interesting that the Trump campaign didn't take an opportunity to pounce there. All right, so let's see. Project Veritas did not publish the diary as it couldn't verify it belonged to Ashley Biden at the time. However, as reported by fact checker Snopes, another conservative media outlet, the National File published it in November 2020. What it said was a copy of the complete diary of Ashley Blazer Biden, the 30-year-old daughter of Democrat presidential candidate Joe Biden, dating from the summer of 2020 in the presidential campaign. The Intercept and New York Magazine both reported that the diary was said to have been leaked to the National File from a source at Project Veritas. In 2021, federal agents searched multiple New York homes of people affiliated with Project Veritas, and its founders, James O'Keefe, said it had received a grand jury subpoena because of the diary. All right, let's pause again. All right, so the National File is the one that released it, allegedly from a leak from Project Veritas, but then the FBI raids members of Project Veritas in James O'Keefe's home. How many people remember when James O'Keefe got raided by the FBI? Comment in the chat and let me know. I remember that. But again, it's so interesting to me that you've got this leaked diary, right, of Ashley Biden. You've got this leaked diary that's alleging that Joe Biden, the president of the United States, is allegedly this potential pedophile. But yet the FBI goes and raids the homes of Project Veritas and James O'Keefe. Doesn't it seem a bit backwards? Like, wouldn't you want to investigate the potential pedophile? Is that, maybe I'm weird. If anybody's in law enforcement, please let me know. I'm curious about this. I'm not saying that maybe leaking the diary, all this other stuff, maybe they did it improperly or all this. But what I'm saying is you got a written diary from the daughter of the president of the United States. Isn't that something that you might want to look into as well? Like, it's just weird to me that that didn't occur, but the people that allegedly leaked the diary, the FBI shows up. Why is the FBI there? That's weird too. But let's go back to the article. All right. O'Keefe said that the group never engaged in any illegal conduct and said he had no doubt Project Veritas acted appropriately at each and every step. He added his group tried to return the diary to a lawyer for Ashley Biden and later provided it to law enforcement, though it did not specify which agency the group contacted. All right, let's go down a little bit here. Here we go. The unverified diary. Here we go. Snopes, a horrific organization that is known for lying. Snopes is a bunch of liars. Snopes reported in March 2023 that reporting and circumstantial evidence strongly suggests the stolen diary did belong to Ashley Biden, but yet they rated everyone false that talked about it. That's weird. However, neither the contents of the diary nor its authenticity have been confirmed by law or government officials. The investigation and prosecution of the diary's theft led to misreported claims that officials in Project Veritas had confirmed the document's authenticity during the course of legal proceedings. However, as Snopes reported in March 2023, these were based on misreadings of court's documents and statements. Despite the controversy and lack of verification surrounding the diary's acquisition, conservative commentators such as Libs of TikTok and Georgia Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene have used the scandal to attack the president. Greene has suggested that Harris' arrest and the circumstances around it amounted to a cover-up. Okay, so let's go and let's talk about that for just a second. Okay, so Snopes literally says that All signs point to the fact that this Ashley Biden diary is real. But yet, no law enforcement agencies have made that official yet. So therefore, everything you say is false. And if you so much as try to talk about it, we're going to rate you as false. We're going to get your content taken down because it hurts the president of the United States. That's what these fact check organizations do. They either make up and lie entirely, or they take something. Here's the thing. If all signs and evidence are pointing to, it literally said that in the article, if all signs and evidence are pointing to the fact that this diary is real, but law enforcement hasn't been able to 100% verify that it is Ashley Biden's diary, is that a completely false statement? Or is it a needs more context at best, right? But they don't care about that. They're going to put all the commentators talking about this are liars. All of you, you're liars. Every one of you, you're liars. This is not true. You're a conspiracy theorist. You're a this, you're a that. It's a whole game, a scam. Well, now we have information that has come down that the Ashley Biden diary is in fact real. Just like we talked about from the entire time. And this is how it goes, because now Snopes is having to retract all of these things. Snopes is now having to go in, now that we know for a fact that the Ashley Biden diary is real. Snopes is literally having to go back and change that again. Here you go. All right, let's zoom in. What's the question that they're rating? They are rating the fact, go up just a little bit, Mr. Purdue. All right, a diary authored by U.S. President Joe Biden's daughter, Ashley Biden, describes actions taken toward her by her father when she was a child as potentially or probably inappropriate. And then go a big old fat true, because they've had to retract it. And it is, in fact, true. This is now a bona fide true statement across the board. So my question is simply this. Why isn't anything being done about it? President Joe Biden, did you have inappropriate actions with your daughter? Because that's what your daughter said in her book or in her journal that has now been verified to be her journal. Why is nobody asking questions about this? Why is it when Project Veritas even gets their hands on it, the FBI raids them? Why is no one talking about the fact that we now have this known to be true? On April 29, 2024, Snopes changed the rating of this fact check from unproven to true based on testimony provided by Ashley Biden. Some of you were wondering if I was going to get to the point of how do we know it's true? Or how do we know it's her diary? Because Ashley Biden said so in testimony. That's how we know. But what are people going to do about it? At what point are we going to do anything? And the simple fact of the matter is nothing. Nothing's going to be done. In fact, comment in the chat below if you believe anything is going to be done to the geriatric in chief, because I don't believe that it is going to be done, and I don't believe that it will be done, because it just seems like the evil keeps on winning, and nothing, no matter how horrible of an evidence. What a bang up dad Joe Biden is. You got Hunter Biden, and now you got Ashley Biden's diary. I mean, goodness.